Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It's Wednesday, June the 25th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local share market is set to open slightly higher with ASX futures up around 5 points as markets unwind the Middle East trade. Global share markets rallied overnight with an index of global shares hitting a record high as a fragile ceasefire between Israel and Iran took hold, boosting investor sentiment. Wall Street's main indices rose more than 1% with the S&P 500 finishing near its record high, reached in mid-February, while the Nasdaq closed at a record. Financials, tech and healthcare stocks led the gainers, while energy stocks were the biggest drag as oil prices continued to tumble. Among the Mag 7 group of mega-cap stocks, Tesla underperformed. Broadcom touched a record high after HSBC raised the semiconductor manufacturer to a buy from hold. Airline stocks gained altitude amid easing Middle East tensions, with the S&P Airlines Index up around 2.5%. But defence stocks lost ground, among them Lockheed Martin and RTX. Package deliverer FedEx fell more than 4% in extended trade after forecasting a worse than expected profit for the current quarter, and a sign that soft demand from consumers and businesses affected by tariffs is unlikely to improve in the near term. And shares of crypto companies rose after Bitcoin hit a one-week high. Well, a ceasefire is holding between Israel and Iran, while an assessment prepared by the US Defense Intelligence Agency indicates that US airstrikes did not destroy Iran's nuclear capability, but set it back by a few months. The Trump administration has said the intelligence report was flat out wrong. President Trump has since flown to the Netherlands to attend the NATO summit, where he's maintained that member nations must spend 5% of GDP on defence. In the US, Fed Chair Jerome Powell has told members of Congress that higher tariffs could begin raising inflation this summer. He said he would not open the door to a rate cut next month, despite fellow Fed members having called for one, saying if it turns out that inflation pressures do remain contained, then we will get to a place where we cut rates sooner rather than later, but I wouldn't want to point to a particular meeting. I don't think we need to be in a rush because the economy is still strong. Meanwhile, US consumer confidence unexpectedly deteriorated in June as households increasingly worried about job availability. In the Treasuries, the 2-year yield has continued to ease, falling to 3.8%, while the 10-year is down to 4.28%. And the US dollar has fallen further, while the euro has risen to its highest level in almost 4 years. The Aussie trading at 64.9 US cents. And Bitcoin is trading higher at just shy of 106,000 US dollars. Well, oil prices have tumbled further below the level they were at before the Iran-Israel conflict began. Traders expecting this ceasefire will reduce the risk of oil supply disruptions in the Middle East. Brent crude futures falling 6% to $67 a barrel. Copper's up around 1%. Iron ore has fallen more than 1% to $92 a tonne. And gold has eased further on diminished risk in the Middle East. Spot gold at $3,323 an ounce. Ahead locally today, we get the monthly read on inflation, along with infrastructure construction activity. That is your day ahead. See you again tomorrow.